I was shocked and sickened by the reaction of the ghoulish and really repulsive reaction of the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, to Charlie's death. Basically made it all about him and all about his country. Immediately trying to take the energy, the sadness, the grief that people felt over Charlie's murder and redirect it towards support for whatever project he's involved in. And by the way, Benjamin Netanyahu is not the same as the nation of Israel at all, but I don't think I've ever seen anything lower than his attempt to hijack Charlie's memory and use it for his own political ends, particularly because what he said was completely untrue. Charlie didn't hate Jews. He loved Jews. He had tons of friends who were Jews. He loved the state of Israel. He loved going there. He did not like Bibi Netanyahu, and he said that to me many times, and he said it to people around him many times. He was appalled by what was happening in Gaza. He was, above all, resentful that he believed Netanyahu was using the United States to prosecute his wars for the benefit of his country. Didn't hate Netanyahu, but he certainly expressed that to me and a lot of other people. Enough text messages exist that I think it can probably be verified in pretty short order. Not that it needs to be, because that is true.
This is Ben Shapiro talking about prioritizing what Charlie Kirk prioritized and promoting Christ. Listen to this.
I know we at Daily Wire, we trust you at TPUSA to do it. I mean, that's really the answer. We're willing to provide, and we are providing, any level of material support, any level of support on the ground, boots on the ground, helping you to do what Charlie would have wanted. You spelled out two of Charlie's goals. You said, he wanted to bring people back to Christ and bring people back to church and back to biblical values. And he wanted to keep the MAGA coalition together.
And expand it.
And the question is how you do that. And the answer is you focus on the first, and the second is a byproduct.
Keep Antichrist Ben Shapiro away from Christian Turning Point USA. The man does not believe that Jesus was the Messiah. The man rejects Jesus and has just, it's been confirmed, has just injected $1 million into Turning Point. Why? So that he's got some control, so that him and the Daily Wire have got some control.
We couldn't be, frankly, more honored to join you guys as much as we can in the fight.
Thank you for that, and thank you for donating the Daily Wire $1 million. Breaking news on this show.
The Daily Wire has been laying off staff because they can't pay their bills. Yet somehow they've been able to muster $1 million injection into Turning Point USA. And it strikes me as a little more than coincidental that just a few months ago, Benjamin Netanyahu was trying to inject no less than $150 million into Turning Point USA. And Charlie Kirk, to his credit, rejected that.
But the long-term vision has to be built around those original biblical conservative values that Charlie stood for, things like the Bible, things like free markets, things like family, all those things.
Ben Shapiro sat on Joe Rogan's show, denied Christ, called him a troublemaker, and denied the biblical account of Moses parting the Red Sea. Claims that it wasn't some miraculous act of God, but it was just down to some natural eastern wind.
From a Jewish point of view, where we don't believe in the divinity of Christ, I think that there you can make an argument that the Gospels, which were written...
He was just a prophet.
Significant. No. We don't even believe he was a prophet.
What do you think he was? What do you guys think he was?
What do I think he was historically? I think he was a Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Romans and got killed for his trouble. Just like a lot of other Jews at that time who were crucified for trying to lead revolts against the Roman and got killed for their trouble.
So he became legend in story, and it became a bigger and bigger deal as time went on.
Yeah, he had a group of followers, and then that gradually grew, and then...
Do you think he was resurrected?
No, that's not a Jewish belief.
Okay, I just want to check.
Yeah, no, we're not into
You're not
we're not into miracle stories. No, that's
no.
No.
You don't have any miracles?
No, not by Jesus. Right? No? They're ones in the Old Testament. Ones? Yeah, you've got Moses splitting the sea and all that.
What do you think happened there?
What do I think happened there?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go with the Maimonidean explanation that there was. It says in the Bible there was a strong east wind. So there's a naturalistic explanation for a physical phenomenon.
Keep that man away from that Christian organization. Because let me tell you something. If you are depending on a Jew who rejects Jesus Christ to promote Jesus Christ in America, then you are naive at best. Okay, it's ridiculous. This man is never going to promote Jesus Christ. He's never going to promote biblical values, and he should be kept as far away from Christian Turning Point USA as possible.
Calling on Christian nationalists across the world, join the New Crusade. We will send you your CNP membership pack with a members-only lapel badge, membership card with detachable key fob, members-only pen, Ephesians shield coin, and an assortment of literature to welcome you into the world's only network of Christian nationalists. Join today. Deus Vult.
Okay, hello everyone. George Webb at the Utah State Capitol. I'm standing, I think, exactly on the spot where Tyler Robinson was recruited by this group called Armed Queers. I know how impossible this is going to be for you to believe, but the transition's actually very simple. It's simple. You go for ROTC high school and college folks that show aptitude, and you get them to get into a covert program run out of the state of Utah by Governor Cox with Zelensky. They were here bear hugging in 2024, run right out of this Capitol building. And the armed queers are actually based at the ROTC building at UVU. Now, they recruit right here on these steps. They recruit right here, basically going for disaffected youth who are willing to live a life of adventure, the mercenary overseas adventure. It's disguised as a Mormon mission. If you don't believe that about armed queers, look at their State Department Q-level clearance. If you don't believe that about armed queers, get their State Department Q-level clearance. Go ahead and get their United Nations Global Engagement Center clearance as well for moving armies and arms under diplomatic immunity all over the world. And then you can look at the various other top secret clearances that they have and top secret folks that they bring into the country under diplomatic immunity. One's called Amira, remember Amira? She's Hezbollah. That doesn't sound like queers to me. It sounds like Hezbollah to me. Amira is Hezbollah. And then we also have Mujahideen, more from the that Muslim side, not the Sunni Muslim side, a guy named Charlie. This could be, at the end of the day, the whole Charlie murder mystery, the Charlie Kirk murder mystery, might be Charlie kills Charlie. I'm not kidding you. I only need to buy 2 words to explain the whole murder. Charlie kills Charlie. Charlie, armed for queers, not queer. Armed, yes. Q-level clearance with the Q in queer, yeah, big time, with the State Department, United Nations Global Engagement Center, and also in the ROTC buildings on every major Utah campus, not just UVU. We went up to Logan, Utah State up there, all the universities, BYU, etc., all over the state. Greg Cox, Zelensky.
Guys, I'm going to explain something to you that is so mind-blowing, so absolutely incredible, so unbelievable, that a lot of you will indeed find it very hard, if not absolutely impossible to believe. But it doesn't make it less true. I want to ask you to hear me out. Stop the rat race of scrolling like a madman over social media and pay some attention, because this is worth listening to. Listen really carefully for a few minutes, because I need to explain it a little more in depth, because otherwise you would absolutely have no way of being able to believe this. What I'm going to demonstrate to you is that President Trump is literally liberating the entire world from the satanic British elites. How is he doing that? He is now effectively the king, not Prince Charles. Prince Charles is a dummy. He's a dummy from a ventriloquist, or I don't know how you pronounce that weird word. He is literally a talking dummy. President Trump is the king. He's the real king. I'm going to show you several things that will blow you away. First of all, President Trump months ago declared Canada the 51st state of America. He was not joking. And he called Trudeau his governor. He was not joking. He's not saying that because he's all of a sudden lost his mind. He's saying that because he is effectively liberating the British Commonwealth. Canada will become the 51st state of America. Trump can only make such wild statements if they have defeated the satanic British elites. He can only make such statements. And then he started talking about Australia, wishing Australia a happy new year. And then he started talking about the people from England and saying they know what's going on. Liberation Day. And then Elon Musk followed in suit, said the same things. Liberation is coming to the UK. They can only make statements like this if they have effectively taken out the Rothschilds and all those satanic bloodlines that have been ruling the whole world from within the city of London. Now listen really carefully to me, because I'm going to prove to you that something is happening in the world that is so indescribably powerful that it just blows our mind. Trump visited the United Kingdom on his Papi Trumpo account, and he has publicly confirmed that this is his account. I'll show it here again for those of you who have not seen this yet.
Win this. You are. You're going to win this.
We're going to win.
Yes, we are.
If we don't win, this country is finished.
Appreciate you guys.
Are you Papi Trumpo?
Yeah, I think so.
But Papi Trumpo, it's called a parody account, but it is the alternative back channel account from President Trump, where his team constantly posts funny comments, often with a deeper meaning. If you pay attention, then you see that it's very high level information that is sometimes posted there. And President Trump uses it to encourage the patriots who know what is what, who understand that is his account, and he's talking to them like a friend with humor, and he's revealing what's really going on the Papi Trumpo account. When he went to England, President Trump constantly posted, "The real king is here. The king has arrived. Look at this beautiful queen," about his wife. She was dressed in bright yellow, which is historically reserved for royal families, for the highest authority. Trump was not received and not driven around in a limousine with police escort like Obama, Bush, and all the others. He was literally given the exclusive, unprecedented, never before, outrageously weird honor of riding around in the royal carriage, escorted by the royal guards. This has never, ever in all of history happened before. This is only for the king or the queen of England. And not even on every occasion. This is the highest of the highest of the highest honor. This is literally exclusively for the King of England. The fact that they drove President Trump around in the royal carriage, escorted by the royal guard, this tells us everything we need to know. But there's way more. Then he was brought not to Buckingham Palace like everybody else. He was brought to the freaking Windsor Castle, the royal castle, only for the kings, only for the Queen of England, only for the royal family. No foreign leaders are ever invited in Windsor Castle, but Trump went to Windsor Castle. And then, even more spectacular, he literally went on inspection of the royal guard. No foreign leader does that. They have no business doing that. And Prince Charles was walking many feet behind him. And all the press and media is going crazy like, he's breaking protocol. He's not breaking any protocol. He's following the protocol because he's the King of England. He's the King of the British Commonwealth. He has taken over control. He has eliminated the world rule of the Satanists, who were ruling America from within the city of London. I'm not saying London City, I'm saying the city of London. And then he goes on inspection over the royal guard. That is unbelievable. And then he stands at Windsor Castle and the royal guard is being presented to him. They only do that to the king or the queen. They never do that for a foreign leader. That is insane. They do it only for the king or queen of England. And Trump stood there and he saluted the military of England. Hey, he has no business doing that. It's not his army. Or is it? And Prince Charles was standing there with his arms down. Guys, whenever President Trump makes these kinds of statements, like, the king is here, the real king is here. Look at that beautiful king. What a beautiful queen. He's not kidding. He's not making any jokes. Q has stated that they have an operation to save the world, save humanity. When Trump is saying he's going to liberate the United Kingdom, he's going to liberate Australia, he's going to liberate Canada, he's going to liberate the whole world, then he means it. And that's exactly what Q said. Q said, we are presenting you a new world. From dark to light. Nothing can stop what is coming. They are removing the old guard of Satanists that have been terrorizing all of mankind. And they are positioning themselves as the ultimate authority. And they're still allowing certain things so that the people wake up. But last weekend there was a rally of more than 3 million people in London. They are busy waking up the people. America is being liberated. The United Kingdom will be liberated. Europe will be liberated. The whole world. They have a mission to liberate the human race from the rule of Satanists. And God is with them, and they are succeeding. Follow me here if you want to learn more.
Hey guys, it's B-Rob. We thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Food for Thought Faithcast. The Food for Thought Faithcast is brought to you by B-Rob for Christ Ministries. If you'd like us to pray for you, click the link below. If you'd like to donate, click the link below. We love you. God bless. And have a blessed day.